The joys of holding a newborn baby know no bounds. The birth of a baby is an intricate and complex process that begins when the zygote undergoes cleavage and develops into a blastocyst, a hollow ball consisting of a trophoblast, an inner cell mass, and a cavity called blastocele. As the trophoblast grows outwards and penetrates the endometrial lining of the uterus, the blastocyst, with a developing embryo, gets implanted in the uterus and pregnancy is initiated. After implantation, the trophoblast grows further, which causes the blastocyst to sink in and get covered by the cells of the uterus. As the blastocyst sinks further into the uterus, finger-like projections called chorionic villi start appearing on the trophoblast. As the chorionic villi grow further, they interlock with uterine tissues to form the placenta, a structural and functional unit between the developing embryo and maternal body. Interestingly, when the placenta begins to form, the inner cell mass moves downwards and differentiates to form an embryonic disc consisting of 3 germ layers: the outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm, and inner endoderm. The term germ layer indicates that each of the layers gives rise to tissues. The ectoderm, for instance, gives rise to the nervous system and the skin, whereas the mesoderm develops into muscles and organs such as the heart and kidneys, while the endoderm gives rise to the entire digestive system. Did you know that apart from the 3 germ layers, the embryonic disc also contains certain cells called stem cells, which have the ability to give rise to all the tissues and organs present in the human body? As the embryonic disc grows, the cells of one side of the disc grow faster than those on the other side. This causes the disc to roll and form a cylindrical embryo. Initially, this embryo is attached to the placenta, but as it starts to develop, it moves away from the placenta and remains connected to it via an umbilical cord. The placenta is an important structure that supplies the embryo with oxygen, nutrients, and hormones, as well as carries waste products from the embryo back to the mother. The embryo stays inside the uterus for 9 months, which is called the gestation period. During this period, the embryo undergoes several developments.
The next topic is, what is reproductive health? The reproductive health is a state of physical, emotional, behavioral and social fitness which leads to a reproductive life. According to World Health Organization, a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, that is physical, emotional and behavioral and social well-being, is called reproductive health. Reproductive health problems and strategies. India was among the first countries to initiate actions and plans to attain total reproductive health as a social goal. So these programs are called as family planning, which is initiated in 1951. So this is the age where you have to learn about your reproductive organs and how to protect them. What are the best practices you have to understand. Improved programs which covers the reproduction and its related areas and its operations. Reproductive and child healthcare programs. These are generally called as RCH. And it also helps to create awareness about various reproduction aspects and provide facilities and support to build reproductively healthy society. So it helps us to protect ourselves from the viral infections like AIDS disease. Reproductive health is also important to have a discrimination whether to have a baby or not, how many children I need to have, all these things it will help. So population explosion and birth control are the main aspects of reproductive health. So the population, the society has a good reproductive health, then such a society, the population explosion will be in low rate and birth, because they will follow the birth control methods. So what is it actually? The increase in size and growth of human population is called population explosion. I think you learnt in your social studies. So Indian population is 350 billion at independence and crosses 1 billion in May 2000, but now 20 years over. So alarming growth rate, scarcity of basic requirements like what is it, food, shelter and clothing. So these are the basic necessities. There is a big scarcity and there is a big competition for all these basic necessities if the population explosion is there. Okay. The reasons for high population explosion are decline in death rate due to the increased medical facilities, longer lifespan, decline in maternal mortality rate (MMR), decline in infant mortality rate due to the government policies, some religious beliefs against birth control, then lack of reproductive health knowledge. So the sixth one is the main aspect, lack of reproductive health knowledge. So if they have, the women are well educated and if they know good care of their reproductive organs and reproductive health, then automatically the population will be in control.